Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. If you've been watching me for the last 900 videos, you know why you're watching me. You know you're talking about super aging, getting older without getting old. And what does Georgianne have for you tonight? Well, guess what? I heard them say something just a few minutes ago. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. They said on the TV, rethink what makes you feel good. Baby, I got my little piece of paper. Rethink what makes you feel good. I said, you know what? I'm going in there and I'm going to say something. I'm going to put on my Chanel scarf that I've had for years. And I'm going to rethink what makes you feel good. Have you ever wanted to do something, you didn't do it because what other people might think about it? Baby, you 45, 55, 65, and 75. You better get you a cup of tea or coffee and cross your other leg and just do it. If that's what you want to do, then do that. Rethink what makes you feel good. Oh my goodness. And the reason why that the commercial that I saw this on, there was a person who liked to clean up toilets and another person liked to be at the beach. And the person said, rethink what makes you feel good. If that person likes to scrub down toilets and make them clean, then let them do it. Who are we? That's how the Karens come about. That's how we got so many Karens and Kens, because you're doing what you want to do, and there's always somebody out there on the other side thinking you should not want to do that, thinking you should not want to do what they think you should do. Baby, you 45, 55, 65, and 75. Why are we all still trying to answer to somebody? You remember the day that you said, I don't give a flip? Wasn't that a good feeling? You see, today I said, Jordan, you got all these beautiful scarves. You got so many beautiful places, but all the places I travel, and I'm putting your jewelry on today on my arms. Okay. But anyway, all the places I travel, I just kind of put things aside. You go places and you don't want people to say, oh, who's she trying to be? What is wrong with that? Wait a minute, this is crooked. What in the world is wrong with that? Something is wrong with that. You need to, baby, listen. In order to grow, in order to create, in order to be who you are, then you have to do that. Be who you are. What is that? Rethink what makes you feel good. Do you remember the day you said, I don't feel like doing anything? Or remember the day you said, I don't feel like going to work today? Who says that? I don't feel, even like, I don't feel like going to church today. Oh my God. I know you thought I know you said, oh Lord, I'm going to get hit by lightning. But, rethink what makes you feel good. And use that time when you do that that's all part of self-love. That's how I look at it. I look at like putting this scarf on today. I went back in the room. I said, you know what? I don't know when I had it on. And I said, I love this scarf and I have not worn it. It has gotten a different colored down for just being thrown here and thrown there. And I went and got all my scarves one day and got them all clean. And I'm going to put them on. I'm going to wear them and enjoy them because I'm going to got to do something with all this when I leave. And I need to enjoy it. And the same way with you, your kids. You got all that stuff in the house. I don't know what. And I got friends who got closets of St. John. And you're not going to those events anymore. You're not going these different places anymore. And you got all those things, but you used to feel good wearing them, but you don't want to put them on now because you don't want people to think you're trying to this. You put your clothes on. Put them on. That's a preposition on the end. Yes. Put them on. It's supposed to be put on your clothes, but I'm going to say put them on. Just put them on. You see? And rethink what makes you feel good. You have to stop and think about it sometimes. One day I said, I remember working at Delta Airlines. They had something called PTO. I never heard of that, personal time off PTO. I was new to the airport, having been thrown out of a corporate. That's a whole, don't get me started on that public relations department at Delta Airlines in 1979. I can tell you some stories. And the two people right behind me about this one man who just would not give up. Anyway, racism. God, my Lord Jesus. Anyway, and it's still going on today. That's what's so painful about all of it. But let me go on with this. I was at the airport, and they talked about PTO, and I had somebody had missed. Oh, let me tell you the story. Let me give you this story. Did I tell you all this story? At Delta Airlines where I work, I retired from there. Um, you bid on your line, and people who have been there for years, like the late Linda Jones, I still don't know what happened to her. Nobody's ever told me what happened to her, other than I found out that she had passed away. She was number one on the ramp on the D side, I think, or C side. Anyway, I'm just saying. So people bid, and they said bid for the line you want first, and bid for the second line you want. Just bid for all the lines you want, because people misbid. But this particular line, people just didn't misbid on this. This was like banker's hours. We worked from 10 to 6 or something like that. And the person who controlled that line, because that person always had that line because they had the seniority to have it, misbid. And I bid and I won. Ooh, it wasn't it wasn't that long, like 3 months or so many months, but I loved it. And they told me you could get PTO, personal time off. Oh my goodness. So instead of coming in at, y'all would come in at 10 and leave at 4 or leave at 3, 10 to 3, something like that. First time I said rethink what makes you feel good. When I found out I could do that, oh, that made me feel so good. And I had some little car. I don't know. My daughter was off at school, and I lived downtown at that time. And I had some little car, and I had the top down or the window back or the something back. And I would get in my little car looking good. You know, I was looking good because I was younger. And just, I just felt so good about all of it. And so have you had your moments, baby, when you just felt good about doing something? I mean, it's a small thing. Have you ever taken yourself to dinner and just had everything you wanted at dinner, and you went to a high-end place, and you sat there and people, you didn't care that you were the only person there. It was your treat to yourself. Isn't it good when you treat yourself well? I call it self-love. I'm still on this self-love because all of this right here, rethink what makes you feel good. The man liked cleaning toilets. That's part of self-love because that made him feel, it gave him a feeling of euphoria. And so that released some kind of endorphins or something that helped out with his chemical balance and made him a pleasant person. And he's able to go through life. And it's the same. That's why we have this super aging, getting old without getting old, because we find those things that make us feel good about ourselves. And so this made me feel good about myself. I forgot my jewelry. I got so excited about my scarf that I didn't get my bracelets on. But I want you to go find some things that makes you rethink. Rethink? See, rethink. Now, I'm not trying to get people divorced, because, but you might want to rethink some things. I'm not trying to, boyfriend and girlfriend, I ain't trying to break up no people, but you might want to rethink what makes you feel good. Why are you there? Because you're 45 and you got a time clock or some kind of clock ticking and all that kind of ticking clock thing going on. Rethink what makes you feel good. Rethink what makes you feel good. And do you know when you feel good, the endorphins start moving around in your body, you emit a glow. And people are attracted to that glow. There's a light about you, because you're a happy person because of self-love. Because, see, you're the only person can make yourself happy. Getting with boo and booed up, and they can't make you happy. That's not who makes you happy. You make yourself happy. And then, you all are together, but you make yourself happy. Now, it brings you joy when you get something that's special, that does bring joy. And I feel, feel good about it. Feel good about what you just received. And it makes your heart light, your eyes twinkle. I like all of that. The smile comes on your face. It's nothing like a happy face, I try to give y'all a happy face. Yesterday wasn't a happy face. I don't know, it was like a cloud that was hanging over me yesterday. But I came on anyway, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep going because all we got is today. I talked about that yesterday. All I had was yesterday. I didn't know what I was going to do today. But I know something happened. Something happened today. Something I didn't know. I got songs. I got music up on Amazon. But rethink what makes you feel good. Baby, what makes you feel good? What is it that you prefer doing, a place you prefer living, a place you would really like to go, and you keep putting it off? Do you remember what I talked about yesterday? The man was sitting at the light, waiting for the light to change. And a person who stole a car and robbed was trying to get away from the police, and he was in a chase, and the police was chasing him, and his car hit the 26-year-old. Hear me now. 26. Hear me, 45, 55, 65, and 75. The 26-year-old was sitting at the light, minding his own business, and a car that was all incorrect. Everything about what he had done was incorrect. And added vehicle homicide on top of all of that because he killed the man sitting at the light. Now, the man sitting at the light, I didn't hear, was he coming from lunch? Was he going home? Did he have family? Well, he had family. You know, he had family. You know, and so did he rethink? Did he rethink that day what made him feel good? Or did he put it off for tomorrow? You cannot put off for tomorrow what God has given you today. You cannot. You have to do it today. Somebody on the other side of the screen, here I go. I had to come to see what God is trying to tell me. You putting off something. And I told you yesterday that the Lord said you sitting at the red light. You sitting at the light. You need to tell that person you love them. Boy, that came back. Whew. I'm just being obedient. That came right out of my mouth, didn't it? Anyway. I get something. Anyway, I need you to rethink what makes you feel good. You know, when you, like I said, I think I said, I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I don't feel like having that. I don't want to hear that. I think I'll do something different. That's what grown people say. See, you talk about you grown. You quick to say you grown. I'm a grown A blank. You know, you gotta have grown and then the A word as the modifier, you know, of the noun. I know we do that. Having said that, you are grown, but you still from time to time fall back into following other people and being impacted about what other people think, who really don't give a flip about you. They don't. People really don't care about you. They don't care about you or me, for that matter. So a lot of people, they just don't. And so once you come to that conclusion, you got your group your group, your family, your circle. Remember, I asked you to do a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle, and make a chain of circles for each one. Teach one, because we each have something that the other needs. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Then I'm saying to you also, you know, to just understand that you can make a decision that doesn't have anything to do with anybody else, but following the will of God, and you, just you by yourself. That person in that mirror. That's the only person, the person getting in the coffin with you. And it's a good feeling when you do that. And I'm at 83. I didn't do it in my 50s. I did some things. I said one day, dang, I'm 50. Okay, so I did, I did do that. But I still, there's a but. I still followed. I was still with some people. I was still brainwashed myself. I still didn't believe in me. I didn't love me enough. All of this is about loving you enough. Self-love is so important. And one part of self-love is getting help. I think Dr. Janie Ashante Francis, Dr. Janie Francis Ashante, is one of the counselors that I know. But I would say find you some help if you need it. Don't be afraid. That's the part. That's a part of rethinking what makes you feel good. So I'm gonna go find me some help. I'm gonna go talk to me somebody. I talk to God, which there are people who say that's enough, and then there's others who say sharing with the Lord and bearing all. You might want to do the same thing, in the world, and with the professional, and then the two combined may be what you need to get you to the next level. Because baby, it's about leveling up. You know that young lady did that song Leveling Up? It's leveling up. We level up. We level up. And when you get 45, 55, 65, and 75, and you're not leveling up, what you doing? Where you been at? What's going on with you? Baby. I love what I heard today. The brother said what was it, brother? Yeah. The commercial said, rethink what makes you feel good. If you want all everything in your house to be lined up just like this, why do people come in your house and say, why you got that like that? Don't you want to just say, what? I like what Eric Cheney, my friend, Annie's Cheney Jones, Dr. Annie's Cheney Jones, my soror and classmate, got a brother named Eric. And Eric came over here to bring something one day. And I said, oh, Eric, I said, something was going on that I didn't want him to see. You know what he said? This your house. I said, you know what? It is. He said, this your house. People, you don't have the right to tell anybody else about their house or their car or what they have on. I mean, like, you might say, well, Georgianne, this needs to be trimmed down, or it might be time to go get you another one, maybe because we friends or something, but you don't have the right to tell me that I shouldn't have it on, or how, I could see you wanted to make sure everything was symmetrical. I could go with that. But to sit back and say, why she wear that? That's a whole different, that's stupid stuff. If we don't start collaborating more and cooperating more, I don't know where we're going in this world. Because you see what's going on up in, I point to Washington just like y'all, like I'm looking at a map. I'm a map being. But I don't know, all that's going on up there, that's shenanigans. You have enough to do here. And you have enough self-love. Because self-love, when you give that self-love, when you come into self-love, do you know that the light connects with other people, and then you can feel the love in your circle. That self-love uh, emanates light and love and connections and energy with other people in your circle. And that's why your circle thrives. That's why you thrive, your circle thrives. Y'all level up. You level up together. But nowadays, we have to be collaborative. And I love TikTok. I put these shows, I put my shorts on TikTok. I love TikTok because TikTok will, not because of some of the things that are said, there's a lot of foolishness, but there's a lot of good people on TikTok. A lot of good people. And they talk about us working together and doing things as a group, as a people, as a 92 percenters, and moving along and making sure we as a unit, each unit is strong. And so that if we all have to unionize or get to be units together, how strong we will be. And where does that come from? That first starts with self-love. Starts with God, and God is love, right? God is love. So this self-love will give you that energy, that boost you need to get you to the next level. Because baby, it's a lot of shenanigans going on. And you don't have time to be fooling with those shenanigans up there. You got family, you have your own kids, you got Bay and them, you got nieces and nephews, you got your enterprises. This is the best time to make money. If you're not making money right now, there's something wrong. Don't tell me anything about, I just came off the job. They just laid me off. And what did I say to all of you all need to do? Come together, put an LLC together, right? and start a business, tell us what we need, and we'll be able to buy it from you. There are enough black businesses out here for you to shop. Come on, Black Wall Street. What are we doing? What are we doing? Or even I'll take it out to black and take it to the people who lost their jobs. It was black, white, purple, and green. But you all need to come together, call each other, and make something happen. That's self-love also. And don't give up. Self-love say, oh, no, 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 no. I'm not, no, 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 no. I want you to rethink that. Because what do you know about me? You know that I love you. And you can't do anything about that love. Isn't this cute? This is just adorable. I'm gonna get the rest of my stuff out. Y'all got some stuff y'all need to get out, put it on. Go to the drugstore in it. Go to the doctor's office in it. Go to Publix. Take the trash out. I take my trash out in my mink coat. I ain't going nowhere else in it. I just go to the trash can. So what? I love you.